going on, everybody? C4, welcome back to the channel, and today we're here for another Madden 23 Pink Slips rebuild. Today with the Green Bay Packers. Why the Green Bay Packers? I'll get to that in just one second. We did episode 1 of our Pinks rebuild on the weekend with the Chicago Bears. Feedback was great. I'm going to continue to, you can't just take all the feedback from one video. I feel like probably by the second or third one of these, I'll be able to kind of combine all the different suggestions. There wasn't too many anyways. I think we kind of hit a little bit of a home run with the first episode for at least how we wanted to present it. But I'm always going to be kind of like, let's get a couple videos worth of feedback, and we're gonna try to make this series as good as we possibly can. If you don't know what a Pink Slips rebuild is, well, we play an entire season. At the end of the season, we apply a little bit of Pink Slip rules. We're gonna grade our performances. Our performance is going to earn an upgrade rating, and based on the teams that we defeated in a given season, we're gonna be able to go and upgrade and steal players from the teams that we defeated. This will eliminate free agency, so we're not able to sign any free agents. The only way that we can improve our squad and try and win a Super Bowl within a 5-year period is either the teams that we defeated, we get a little pink slippy with them and steal their players away, or via the draft. There are a bunch of different ways to score points. I'll show you guys that at the end of this first season. And we did the first episode with the Chicago Bears, and that was kind of building a team still around Justin Fields. Interesting dynamic. I wanted to do something on the other side, where you have someone like Aaron Rodgers, who is really a foot out the door already. He's going to be regressing. What does the future hold for the quarterback spot here in Green Bay? Do we go to Jordan Love? That's a massive task. He's 67, doesn't have a dev trait. Do we, we're going to have to beat a team to try to upgrade Aaron Rodgers. There's not too many quarterbacks that have a better rating than Aaron Rodgers, let alone that we can guarantee that we're going to defeat him. Year 1, year 2, somewhere in that range. And he's going to be regressing, which I guess regression might help us in terms of upgrading and finding a brand new quarterback. But that's why I wanted to do the Green Bay Packers. So I feel like they have a quarterback that's out the door, and being able to replace that in a pink slip scenario, it was interesting to me. Looking at the rest of the roster here for Green Bay, we got a great 1-2 punch in the backfield. Fan of the channel, Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon are an outstanding 1-2 punch. Wide receiver room, not so much. We did have Christian Watson actually in the last rebuild. It was a little underwhelming, but different context now that we're here in Green Bay. He is the high ceiling wide receiver on the room. Maybe if Romeo Doubs can get a dev trait, maybe that will be the case as well. But Christian Watson, I'm going to plan that he could be a key piece to this rebuild. Bakhtiari at left tackle is amazing. Will he still be here in 5 years' time? I don't know. He's 30. I'm not too worried about the regression. Salary cap's not a thing in Pink Slips, so as long as he wants to keep playing here, he's going to be a member of the squad. Elton Jenkins, very good as well. He's a common player that you seem to see in free agency. Doesn't get re-signed a lot. That's not going to be an issue for us. I think John Runyon, son of great, legendary Philadelphia Eagle offensive tackle, right tackle, John Runyon. That'd be cool to keep him along. And I actually think this offensive line, we might be able to just develop them. We might not have to use any of our upgrade points on this O-line if we can keep this entire group together. I could see, come year 5, if all these guys are still here, this is going to be a pretty damn good offensive line. Tight end, you got Bob Tunyon. Probably could upgrade upon that just a little bit. But as it stands for the offense, the reason why we're doing Green Bay in the first place is the interesting decisions we're going to find ourselves with the 2-time MVP, Aaron Rodgers, and kind of how we move on from him. Defensively, also pretty fun. We got some key pieces here. We got Kenny Clark, superstar nose tackle. We got Devontae Wyatt, the rookie out of Georgia. He has a hidden dev. Jaron Reed, solid. Linebacker core, you got Preston Smith, the veteran. You have 3 dev trait linebackers, Devondre Campbell, Chris Barnes, and Quay Walker out of Georgia. Just loves pushing non-football play. Seems like a dumb player, I'm going to be honest with you. Seems like an absolute idiot. But he's very good at football. That's usually how these players continue to stick around the league. Look at Randy Gregory. So, full play in this rebuild. I've seen him develop very, very nicely. So, my expectations is he's going to be a big part of this rebuild for us. You got Amos, Darnell Savage, who's one of my favorite players coming out of Maryland. Jair Alexander, who, if you go way back when, he was C4's favorite corner. The year that he was coming out, what was that, 2019, 2018? One of those years. Big Jair Alexander fan. A lot of people were dogging him because of his size. A little bit shorter. I was like, man, he's an absolute stud. And you got Rasul Douglas, fan of the channel. You know what? Maybe we could have done a different team, because obviously with just doing the Chicago Bears, there was a lot of you know, infighting between poaching players in the NFC North because, you know, we beat them a lot. But I feel like this is the next team, the next logical team. But right now, before we get into year one, let me know in the comment section below what team you want to see next in Pink Slips. We're not going to be doing, I promise, the next video will not be a team in this division. So whatever team gets the most likes I see at the top of the comments, I will be doing that for our third Pink Slips rebuild. But without further ado, how the Green Bay Packers move on from the Aaron Rodgers era in a Pink Slips scenario, let's find out. And at the end of year one, I did not think the Green Bay Packers were going to be this good. 13-4, we run away. Like, we're going to be able to quickly rebuild this team. And this is going to be one of those series, I think there's going to be some short ones. And I say that, understanding that in the first Pink Slip rebuild, we had a juggernaut Bears team, and it took us full 5 years. Our team, probably from year 3, 4, and 5, was arguably the best team in the league, and we still weren't winning. But we are going to have a ridiculous team going into next year. So, like, if we win a Super Bowl year 2, year 3, some of these rebuilds will be cut short because I'm just not going to have fun running the score up, if you will. And I'll probably just more likely get frustrated if we win a Super Bowl year 3, and our team's only going to get better. You know, generally in these Pink Slips, it's not the most difficult rebuilds we are going to be doing. And I feel like, you know, running the score up is not going to be the most enjoyable. It's going to be chasing the original Super Bowl. All that big, I mean, why win it this year? That would be actually kind of lame, but we're 13-4. Before we look at any stats or any scoring, we got to see just how many wins we end up with this season, and that means we got to finish the playoffs. So we play the Philadelphia Eagles, 10-7 in the divisional round. Let's see what happens. Can Aaron Rodgers take Jalen Hurts into Lambeau Field and handle them, which we do. 42-21. We are a game away from the Super Bowl. It is old man Brady against old man Rodgers. I'm pretty terrified about the Bucs. They are not a team you want to play a whole lot. And there we go. So we trip up in the championship game against, surprise, surprise, the Tampa Bay Bucs. Playbook is what it is. We now know we finished this season 14 wins, 5 losses. But it's some of those wins, like I already know some of the players I'm going to go get. This team is going to be an absolute juggernaut post Aaron Rodgers. And hell, Aaron Rodgers even played like an MVP candidate this year. For a very dominant season scoring, we finished with 14 wins, which is 14 stars. We had 5 losses, which is a -2.5 star. We won the division. We won the NFC North, which is 2 stars right away. And then we go into the little bit of like the team individual awards. We had 5 players make the Pro Bowl. Aaron Rodgers is the starting quarterback. We have on the offensive line, left tackle 2 in Bakhtiari, left guard 1 in Elton Jenkins. And then on the defensive side of the ball, we got Kenny Clark at defensive tackle 2, Rashawn Gary outside linebacker 2. So that is 5 Pro Bowlers. That is 2.5 stars. So at least that alone cancels out what we were losing from our 5 losses this year. And we did end up with one singular award winner. And it is actually probably one of the better ones to get. And it was not MVP, even though Aaron Rodgers had a great season, which you guys will see in just a second. But it is Offensive Rookie of the Year. So that should potentially propel Christian Watson to a superstar dev. But that is also worth 2 stars. Giving us a ridiculous starting point of already +18. Which is already 36 points to be worth. This is going to be ridiculous. We haven't even done what the players have earned. For our player stats, Aaron Rodgers gets us 1 star because he gets a half point for going over 4,500 passing yards and a half point for going over 35 touchdowns. He was 2 interceptions short of getting a negative score rating, but he gets us a full star in what is likely going to be his final year here with Green Bay. We get a half star for Aaron Jones going over 1,000 yards and a half star for A.J. Dillon getting 10 rushing touchdowns. We get 1 full star for Allen Lazard for 100 catches and over 1,000 yards. 1 full star for the ageless wonder Randall Cobb for getting over 100 catches and 1,000 yards. And a half star for Christian Watson getting 15 touchdowns as a part of his Offensive Rookie of the Year campaign. We get our first lineman scoring as John Runyon started the whole year and didn't give up a single sack, which is incredibly impressive. He gets a half star for that performance. And finishing up on the defensive side, a half star for Quay Walker going over 100 tackles. A half star, actually we'll go to a full star for Kenny Clark for getting 15 TFLs and over 10 sacks. And we get a half star for Rashawn Gary going over 10 sacks on the year. So it is +7 from our player upgrades, giving us a total of +25, which is 50 upgrade points from the teams that we defeated this year. And I'll tell you right now, we beat some teams that are loaded with superstar talent. This year, we defeated the Chicago Bears, New England Patriots, New York Giants, New York Jets, Washington Commanders, Buffalo Bills, Detroit Lions, Dallas Cowboys, Tennessee Titans, Chicago Bears, Miami Dolphins, Minnesota Vikings, and the Detroit Lions. Again, sorry, Detroit. You guys won in real life. Take that as a dub. And to kind of cap off year one, as it relates to dev traits, we lost a superstar dev for Aaron Jones, which stings just a little bit. But we got Christian Watson with that offensive rookie of the year. He got himself a superstar, which is great. He's one key piece that I think we can definitely build around. And on the defensive side, we had Kenny Clark go up to an X Factor. Jair lost his superstar, which might be a little too crazy. Same with Rashawn Gary losing superstar. How do we play so well and end up kind of down the dumps with our dev trait regression? That's a tough roll of the dice. Luckily, we have 50 upgrade points to make us feel a little bit better about this team going into year two. So we have 50 upgrade points. We're starting with a +0 because I end up only spending 49 of our 50. I couldn't have any +1s. I want to maximize it because I just want this team to be ridiculously overpowered. So we're going to be sending John Runyon, 79 normal dev, to the New England Patriots for Cole Strange, 79 star dev, a year younger. And I will say before we get into the meat and potatoes of this massive upgrade, I've implemented a brand new rule, which is going to be we can only poach one player per team, because there was a couple teams I could have took 3 or 4 guys. I feel like that was a little unfair, so I feel like a new rule that we're going to add to this rebuild series is you can only poach one player per team. So we're starting with this +0. Now let's get into the rest of the upgrades. Start out by spending 12 points here to find a partner on the other side of Rashawn Gary. We're going to be sending Preston Smith, 76 star dev pass rusher, back to the Commanders, where he originally, I think, was he drafted by the Commanders? I can't remember. I feel like I want to say Bengals. Either way, and we're going to be getting Chase Young, 88 superstar edge rusher, only 24 years old. And I'll tell you what, this is the lowest hype upgrade we make that we're spending points for. On the other side, psych, we're actually not keeping Rashawn Gary because we beat Dallas, and hopefully it just makes Dallas a little less overpowered. We're going to be using +6 to send Rashawn Gary, 92 star dev, to bring over Micah Parsons, 98 X Factor, him and Chase Young. Good Lord, how do you stop that? Final upgrade on the defensive side of the ball, partner in crime for Jair Alexander. We are sending Rasul Douglas, 81 normal dev corner, to the New York Jets to bring arguably the best corner in football after the in real life 2022-2023 season. And that is C4's #1 player on the big board from last year's draft, which was a little bit of a hot take, Sauce freaking Gardner. A little surprised he says that star dev, but I think with our new defense, it's only a matter of time till he becomes an X Factor. 2 big upgrades on the offensive side of the ball. We're going to send Allen Lazard, 78 normal dev wide receiver, to the Miami Dolphins. Couldn't afford Tyreek Hill. We'll take the consolation prize in the player that jugged with maybe arguably higher upside for as it relates to Madden in Jalen Waddle, 91 superstar. Great compliment to what we have in Christian Watson on the roster. Our last upgrade bringing us up to a total of 49 of 50. As soon as I saw we beat the Buffalo Bills, this whole rebuild was done with like, what pink slip, fun, ridiculous scenario can we use to replace Aaron Rodgers? And we're going to be sending Aaron Rodgers, 88 X Factor, coming off an outstanding season, to bring in Josh Allen, known alien at the quarterback spot, 96 X Factor. Hey, look at us. Who expected us to be here? Who expected us to have 50 upgrade points? Not me. Let's put this trade through and just see how fucking unreal this team's going to be going in year 2. And I cannot wait for this team to go like, 6 wins max. Here's our new super team in their fresh threads under center, going from Aaron Rodgers up to Josh Allen. Yeah. I mean, I'm almost just, how is this not going to work? That's almost what I'm trying to think right now. We have a new wide receiver in Jalen Waddle. Obviously, with Josh Allen being 17, he's going to rock the new #4, which hopefully suits him well. I'm excited to see what him and Christian Watson can bring. We got Cole Strange now at right guard, just upgrade as it relates to dev tree. But you can definitely see, if we don't win next year, I think there can be some upgrades used to really bump up this offensive line and tight end spot. Defensively, it's going to be absolutely absurd. The front 3 could also get upgraded, especially for those pass rushers. But you don't need a whole lot of pass rushers when you have both Micah Parsons who's an animal, ridiculous, sky high. He's probably 99 everything. He's gonna be like the most complete football player if this thing goes 4 or 5 years. And you're gonna have, I don't know why they're both on the same side, because Madden's absolutely stupid, but we're gonna have Chase Young on the other side, another player who just is ridiculous in the sim. He might as well be a 99 right now, because I guarantee next year he'll probably have better stats than Micah Parsons somehow, because he is that ridiculous. And then combine that with the fact that we were a little bit worried that Jair Alexander lost his superstar, so you reinforce his secondary by bringing in the best young corner in the NFL in Sauce Gardner. Now let's go to the draft. Hopefully kick things off year 2 with a bunch of hidden devs, get us some nice starts, and yeah, let's go undefeated next season. For the draft, I mean, I'm not going to complain for how ridiculous this offseason is, but we didn't get the role that we were looking for. Defensive line, like one on that front 3, was kind of like an area that I would like to target. All of the targets that I really liked. Unfortunately, fell off the board. I think Larry McCarron looks like he could be solid. We just didn't really scout him a whole lot. And I think we could go look at tackle, potentially, and look for Goodwin. Of course, we get the 2 attributes that mean the least in terms of awareness and impact blocking. He did have a solid combine, but I'm not seeing a tackle that I'm in love with here at pick 30. No one really slipping down the board. And we also needed a center. And I thought there was actually 2 centers that look really good, both off the board. I thought, with 3 first-round centers, you might have a chance. This guy actually does look fairly solid. Basically, we're just chasing dev traits at this point, though, and I don't know if that's exactly a lock, a sure thing there for a hidden dev. But I would say it is definitely between Peter Russell out of Ohio State and I'll go Larry McCarron, though, because, at that size, he can kick to one of the defensive ends. Hopefully, he pops with the dev. Very powerful, very strong. 39 reps at the bench press. Let's go. Give me hidden dev, which is half star for scoring starting out year 2. Second round, the center's still there. Take a swing. Peter Russell, Ohio State, trying to come in. Is he better than Myers? Hell, at least has the dev trait. We are already at 1 full star. Our first draft in the books, and we end up with 2 hidden dev players in the first round. Larry McCarron is going to kick out to defensive end, where he actually might have a chance to play as a rookie on the other side of Devontae Wyatt, 74 with a hidden dev. Obviously highlighted there by his 92 strength, 82 power move, which is great for a rookie. Second round, we got a nice center. Peter Russell also might challenge for reps as a rookie. Very well-rounded center. Great out in space. Great lead block, replacing an Ohio State center with an Ohio State center. Rest of the draft, that was solid. Kind of thought we were going BPA, kind of retooled the special teams a little bit. But we start with 2 hidden dev players, which gives us 1 star from the draft alone. Look at our team going into year 2. Like, this is going to be like a ridiculous rebuild, because even if we don't win a Super Bowl, which at this point, if we don't win a Super Bowl, that's going to be like a major issue. We're definitely still going to be a good team, and we're just going to keep piling on talent. And this is going to be even scarier. Like, we might have a chance here, especially if we disappoint and don't get the postseason success. So this goes year 3, year 4. We might push 99 overall team. So look at how the offense has changed from year to year. We add a second-round draft pick at center. Russell will start. Cole Strange coming over for the Patriots gets to go at right guard. Definitely can look at upgrading right tackle sooner than later, but couldn't all get it done in one offseason. Offensively, we got Josh Allen and Jalen Waddle to hopefully take this offense from where it was top 10 last year. Let's get it maybe top 5. And hopefully reigning Offensive Rookie of the Year Christian Watson takes his game to another level. On the defensive side, it's just absolutely terrifying. We're actually going to go with first-round pick McCarron on the other side of Devontae Wyatt. X-Factor Kenny Clark there in the middle. Plus, we got Campbell and Quay Walker returning. But more importantly, with Chase Young and Micah Parsons threatening the opposing team's quarterback, I really want to see both these guys get 15 sacks and get pink scoring for each one. The secondary, Adrian Amos, Darnell Savage, Jair Alexander, Sauce Gardner, and Eric Stokes make up what should be a lockdown secondary. And I'm going to be incredibly disappointed if this team, at minimum, doesn't get 12-13 wins here this season. Just need to highlight, we've started the year 0-2. 0-2. We're at the midway point of the year with our super team, 2-4. 2-4. What happened? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Green Bay Packers, who added S-tier amount of talent, went 14 wins last year. We go 8-9. Huh? In what world is this okay? In what world is going from Aaron Rodgers, Alan Lazard, John Runyon, Rashawn Gary, Preston Smith, and Razul Douglas, DeSauce Gardner, Chase Young, Micah Parsons. We got 2 hidden dev rookies that contribute our way. Josh fucking Allen, Jalen Waddle, and what world is that like half as many wins? Jesus Christ. I mean, at least we got a little bit of challenge now. Now I need to prove this game. No, this is right, and this game is fucking wrong. We are going to find a way to make this team win. Unbelievable. And not only that, not only was it just like, oh, you could have been like, well, C4, you played first place schedule, right? Because we're first place last year. We went 8-9. We had the 23rd ranked offense, 20th ranked defense. Holy shit, man. Looking at our season scoring, our unbelievably disappointing season scoring, we started with our 2 hidden dev players from the draft, which is worth 1 star. We had 8 victories, which is worth 8 stars, to 9 losses, which shaves off 4.5 stars from that total right away. For the Pro Bowl, we ended up having 5 players make the Pro Bowl. Aaron Jones at running back 3. That was it in the offense. Actually, sorry, Elton Jenkins made it at left guard 2. We had on the defense, Kenny Clark, defensive tackle 2, Chase Young, outside linebacker 1, and Micah Parsons, outside linebacker 1. So 5 Pro Bowlers is 2.5 stars. And then as it goes for the individual awards, kind of my prediction came true. When we're talking about those 2 edge rushers, I said, just, if you want, dismiss the ratings. I almost guaranteed that Chase Young would play better than Micah Parsons, and that was the exact case, as Chase Young won not only Defensive Player of the Year, but he also got Linebacker of the Year. That is 4 stars alone. He's saving this season. We end up with 11 stars from our season performance, which is 22 upgrade points. Take a look at our player stats. An incredibly disappointing season from Josh Allen, who definitely lost his X Factor. There's no way he kept it. What? Aaron Rodgers had 40 touchdowns and Josh Allen only got 29. Now that I think about it, has Josh Allen ever been good in Madden 23? I don't think so. Either way, no scoring there. Aaron Jones going over 1,000 yards and double-digit touchdowns gives us 1 full star. We get a half star for Christian Watson going over 1,000 yards, a half star for Jalen Waddle barely going over 1,000 yards. And on the defensive side, a half star for Quay Walker going over 100 tackles. We had a half star for Kenny Clark getting 15 plus TFLs, a full star for Chase Young on his ridiculous 94 tackle year, no scoring there, but he does get a half star for 20 TFLs, a half star for 16 sacks. We also get a half star for Micah Parsons going over 10 sacks, giving us a total of 2, 3, 4.5 from our player stats. It gives us, we'll round down, 15 stars on year 2, a plus 30 upgrade going into the offseason. But honestly, after last year and the star talent that we acquired, feels like it just doesn't matter. The last piece of business is previewing the teams that we beat, the teams that enter the pool of players we could potentially poach. We have the Detroit Lions, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Chicago Bears, the Vegas Raiders, Bears again, the Chargers, Lions again, the 49ers. Do we just get Bosa? Do I just get all the pass rushers? I don't know. I'm truly shocked at how underwhelming this year was. And in closing, here's how our team kind of finishes up the season. No dev traits up or down, which is shocking. I thought for sure Josh Allen was losing that X factor, but we'll count our blessings that he did not. Defensive side, we have Chase Young going from superstar up to an X factor, and that is really the only changes. So I'm kind of surprised that after an incredibly disappointing season, we're generally looking pretty good going into the offseason. Our first upgrade is going to come from the Pittsburgh Steelers, and we're going to get ourselves like a franchise tight end. We're going to send a Bobby Tunyon, 80 star dev at 30, so he already has regressed a little bit. And we're going to take from our Steelers victory, Pat Freiermuth, 25 years old, 87 star dev tight end. Our second upgrade is a little bit of a strategic one, not necessarily BPA. We have Aaron Jones, fan of the channel. He's been solid. Probably didn't have to get rid of him, but he's 29 years old at his ceiling, especially for a running back. So we can get a year younger, spend 6 points, get a dev trait better, and get maybe just a little bit more versatility to the offense by bringing in Christian McCaffrey. I had the option to maybe go Josh Jacobs because we did beat the Vegas Raiders. He's a little bit younger than McCaffrey. I think he's 26, 27, has an X factor. But I thought about this one. It's like, this makes the Niners weaker, right? So like we need to make the playoffs. So if we can do any upgrade, the tiebreaker, if it's kind of close, is is it going to help us make the playoffs? And both being NFC teams, we're going to use and steal away Christian McCaffrey. With 17 points remaining, we're able to spend it all, push it to the limit. Zach Tom could have been viewed as one of our weak links as a starting right tackle. 75 normal dev, and we were able to go get not only a team from the NFC, a team within our own division, and get Sewell from the Detroit Lions, 92 superstar. Him on one side, David Bakhtiari on the other. Josh Allen should throw for 95 touchdowns. At least logically you'd think that, right? All right, so it's draft time. And I actually have a player I really like that is going to be very attainable because he was a second rounder. T. Duncan out of Clemson looks pretty good. And when you look at the, our team right now, Adrian Amos is regressing. We could look at a replacement. I tried looking. I thought maybe Minkah Fitzpatrick potentially as an upgrade from the Pittsburgh Steelers. It was just a little too expensive. Couldn't make everything else work. T. Duncan, 6'2", 220. We got B-man coverage, C-zone coverage. So he has good coverage ability, unreal length, fastest 40, 4.3 speed. Got to be a hidden dev, man. Oh, my God. Come on. That's a home run. That should be a home run. Yeah, tries again. Same could be said, like we said about Adrian Amos, to Devondre Campbell. He's getting up there in age now. I'm a little put off by the C tackle. A little put off by the fact we don't have a lot of scouting on McCoy. Probably could have done a little, but he's elite speed, elite agility. He's a middle linebacker. That should bode well for a dev trade. And there we go. We at least get one here in the second round. Ooh, this is late. This guy was projected UDFA. He had B tackle, B finesse move. Pull the trigger. Mitch Pinkston out of Mississippi State, giving us our second hidden dev. And this was in the 6th round, I think. So take a look at our draft recap. T. Duncan, depressingly, was no hidden dev, but he does still pop as a 75 rookie safety, height, weight, speed. So there could be something fun there. Luckily, in the second round, Amari McCoy was a hidden dev linebacker, 73, which, maybe sooner than later, he could potentially be a starter. We got a 71 wide receiver, Skylar Chandler, 67 corners, 68 quarterback. I was at this point just kind of filling out my depth chart. We only had one QB on the roster. Mitch picks at 60, pops with a hidden dev, still counts, baby. Getting that one over the line, giving us, for this draft, as we get a 72 fullback late, 2 hidden dev players from this draft. So we're starting off year 3 with 1 star in the bank. Year 3 for the super team Green Bay Packers. Like I've thought, every time I play this, it's only been twice. Like every season I go into this, I was like, man, this is almost this is overpowered. Like, should I make losses 1 full star? And then also we're building super teams and still not winning the Super Bowl. So I feel like unless we start winning a bunch of Super Bowls right away, why not? Let's see just almost how badly of a super team you need to win to compensate for the sim. That's almost like what we're experimenting with here. As we go into year 3 with an upgrade at running back, we go from Aaron Jones, who's very good, to Christian McCaffrey, who's very, very good. We have Penei Sewell at right tackle, giving us one of the best offensive lines in football, the best tackle tandem in football. We had Pat Freiermuth at tight end, which is probably the biggest, well, I don't know, obviously Sewell's a big one, but Sewell and Freiermuth are really the biggest upgrades that we have made to the offensive side. The lone defensive upgrade was going out and doing absolutely nothing as we just went through the draft, man. We got McCoy and we got Pinkston, our 2 rookies. They're not going to see the field a whole lot, but also I don't think the defense needs a whole lot. We should have, at least anyways, a top 5 secondary with our corners alone. We have Micah Parsons and Chase Young. There's no better pass rush duo. Kenny Clark is on fire. Maybe our offense, now, kind of looking at where we could go from here. If things don't go well this season, clearly we could go and just strictly invest on the defensive side. If we don't win a Super Bowl this year, we could definitely upgrade both these defensive ends. We could definitely upgrade our slot corner. We could definitely upgrade our safety. We could definitely upgrade our middle linebackers to a degree. But what we have in the building should not underperform like it did a year ago. We need to see Josh Allen not go for 29 fucking touchdowns. We need to see 49 touchdowns. And then in year 3, I'm not gonna lie, I think we were, I want to look at this record. I'm pretty sure we were 2-4 when I just stopped simming. And then we finished 12. I was like, oh, great. And then we ended up finishing 12-5, which is great. And we can't calculate yet because we still got obviously the playoffs. And maybe we'll get a couple more playoff victories to probably maybe win a Super Bowl, but if not, help out with some more player upgrades. But our team finally playing somewhat respectable football, and I'm just going to ignore the fact that when you look at the big picture there for the quarterback leaders, Jordan Love is 3rd I can only imagine. Guess what team? Let's guess. Jared Goff, you know, the Lions. Dalton and Love. So I'm going to assume Andy Dalton is on the Saints still, and Jordan Love's on the Bucks. If you're guessing, right? If we're Josh Allen didn't even play that well. What are we talking about here? No scoring. There's going to be no scoring from Josh Allen, which is disgusting. Jared Goff, what do you got? Andy Dalton on the Bucks. Andy Dalton on the Bucks. And the Bills are crushing it. Can I get this guy? This guy would have got us one full star. How's Jordan Love playing better than fucking Josh Allen? All right, well, let's just, we got to go through the year before we worry about any scoring. We got the first round bye. I'm not going to be too salty. I'm not going to be too triggered because we got the first round bye. We're the best team in the NFC. Now, I'm almost certain we've set ourselves up with our 95 offense, 92 defense, 93 overall to lose one and done to a team that we're giving 9 overall points to. And I've already come to terms with that. I hope you guys have as well. Psych! Handle business, 49-21. Reverse cursing is working, and we are in the NFC Championship game. Holy shit. 5 touchdowns, Josh Allen. We got Tyler Huntley forcing 3 interceptions. Let's go. That'll do, man. That will do. Who else went off? Jalen Waddle, 100 yards. Watson went off, 100 yards. Some tutties. Jair had an interception. We got some sacks. Parsons. Ooh. Okay. Don't want to lose to Dallas. That's, you know, you lose a little bit of the goodwill right there. But we're trying to run through the NFC East to get to the Super Bowl here in year 3. Cowboys are up next. And it is a shootout again. But we are in this. We can win this one. We should be winning this one. I don't know how much more overpowered I can make this team for it to even be enjoyable. It's just going to be utter frustration at this point. As both quarterbacks go 3 touchdowns, 2 picks, both Josh Allen and Dak Prescott. We had 100 yards CMC. Josh Allen had a rushing touchdown. A.J. Dillon featured a little bit, 2 touchdowns. Romeo Doubs and a team of superstars. It's the role players stepping up. 12 tackles, interception for Devondre Campbell. 2.5 sacks, Micah Parsons against his former team. Sack for Chase Young. And we got Campbell and Quay Walker, 2 middle linebackers picking off Dak. You tell me Dak throws lazy picks over the middle? Not surprised, but it sets up a matchup in the Super Bowl here in year 3 against the cheat code from the AFC. As it is going, I got to calculate actually our Pro Bowlers while we're here, just in case we don't win. But we're going to try our best to knock out the Kansas City Chiefs and get this rebuild over the line. I'm not going to say being an idiot, but obviously because we made the Super Bowl, we weren't having anybody in the Pro Bowl, but like, we had guys that made the Pro Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to have to dig through every single player. All right, for the love of God, I need to win this Super Bowl so I don't have to do that and manually figure out who all made the Pro Bowl. Very tough matchup, though. Patrick Mahomes and the 13-4 Kansas City Chiefs. They're a 90 overall. They are not playing under pink slip rules, and they are that damn good. We are building a Super Bowl team, and we're only 3 overall points higher. It is going to be an absolute monstrous Super Bowl here. Let's take a look at our team. Again, quick reminder, at least where everyone's development is at. We lost the X Factor for Josh Allen. We lost the superstar for Jalen Waddle. So our team's down bad just a little bit right now as it relates to the offense. Defensively, we lost the X Factor for Kenny Clark. We did get a superstar for Jair, a superstar for Darnell Savage, I suppose. But overall, I mean, this team still somehow, while winning, is trending in the downward direction, at least as it relates to like a juggernaut team. So it's a perfect time that if we can win a Super Bowl, we will cap this rebuild off as a successful one, and we're on to the next. But we have to handle business against the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's get it. And I suppose in case we do win, this will look stupid, but if we do win, this is kind of like our season stats. 33 touchdowns, 6 picks for Josh Allen. Good, not great. 1,500 yards, 14 touchdowns, CMC, kind of what we were looking for. Only 1,000-yard receiver in Christian Watson. A bunch of 900-yard one, double digits for Jalen Waddle. On the defensive side, we got some monsters. Quay Walker and Devondre Campbell both going over 100 tackles. 18.5 sacks, Micah Parsons. 13 for Chase Young. And 7 interceptions. Jair Alexander back on the top of his game. But all that doesn't matter. We're going to go win the Super Bowl, and that's that. All right, human cheat code, Patrick Mahomes. I think that was Sky Moore. We got CMC wearing the wrong number. That's fine. Let's throw Josh Allen up there. Actually, I don't want Josh Allen touching that. This team, I mean, again, what do you say? We literally have the fucking Pro Bowl as our offense going up against a regular Chiefs team, and it's going to be close. You know, it should be a blowout. We're looking for our first touchdown. We tied up at 10 But Kansas City, late in the first half, goes down, gets a touchdown. We have a 3-and-out. We just spot Kansas City 14 points in the first half. Sensational. No opportunities. Okay, here we go. Finally have an opportunity. 3rd and 5 to come in. We're just going to take a shot here. Let's go 4 verts. Need a quick touchdown. It's 3rd and 5. I mean, you know what? Looking at it, we probably, let's see what happens. Waddle, Christian Watson, height, weight, speed, all that things. We got Waddle. Oh my God, we almost overthrew him, but we did not. That's what happens when you have 98 speed. Well, you might even be 99 speed at wide receiver. I would love to see. Yeah, we tied up 24. Defense gets a stop. 2:05. We punt it. Quick 3-and-out. Very quick. 58 seconds to go. Big field goal. Can they make it? It goes to overtime. First touchdown goes to the Kansas City Chiefs. We go right down the field. We tied up at 31. And I think they somehow won. Fuck. What? Fuck. What? My takeaway is this. I have Jair Alexander, Sauce Gardner, new superstar Darnell Savage, Adrian Amos, Micah Parsons, and you let Patrick Mahomes go for 500 yards, 4 touchdowns on a Pro Bowl defense? Unreal. So let's calculate our rate. We're gonna build a 99 overall team. That's what's gonna happen. So for year 3 scoring, we started with drafting 2 hidden dev players, which is 1 star. Including the playoffs, we ended with 14 wins, which is 14 stars. Including the playoffs, we had 6 total losses, which is a -3. We are NFC North champs, divisional champs. Gives us 2 stars. I had to go through every single player, and we ended up with 9 Pro Bowlers this year. David Bakhtiari, Elton Jenkins, Peter Russell, Cole Strain, Penei Sewell was 4. Pat Fryermuth was 5. Christian McCaffrey was 6, even though he went, he didn't go up dev trait. Darnell Savage was 7. Micah Parsons was 8. And Chase Young was 9. So 9 total Pro Bowlers gives us 4.5 stars. And we also had linebacker of the year for Micah Parsons as our lone, as you can see right there, as our lone individual award, which is worth 2 stars outright, giving us 20.5 just from our season performance. Calculating our player performance here in year 3. No scoring for Josh Allen. So that's 2 years. I mean, that's not a bad year. Let's be honest. That's not a bad year, but it's not an elite season. But 2 years of Josh Allen replacing Aaron Rodgers, and he has yet to get us any scoring whatsoever. I'm shocked. Luckily, Christian McCaffrey got us 1 full star by going over 1,000 yards and over 10 touchdowns. We get a half star for Christian Watson going for 1,000 yards and a half star for Jalen Waddle getting 10 receiving touchdowns. And finally, on the defensive side, Quay Walker gets a half star. Devondre Campbell gets a half star for going over 100 tackles. A half star for Kenny Clark getting 15 TFLs. A half star for Micah Parsons getting 18.5 sacks. And a half star for Chase Young getting 13 sacks and finishing with 7 interceptions for Jair, which is a half star. Ends up being a 5-star performance from our players. Combining that with our season, it's 25.5. We'll round down to make it a clear and clean 25, which gives us already a super team plus 50 points worth of upgrades available. See, at this point, it's like one of those things like C4. You just where's the challenge in these rebuilds? You're making super teams. Clearly, there's a challenge. We're not winning. The challenge is winning, and we're not doing it. With no matter how many star players we fucking throw at it. And the Packers, they don't have a bad playbook either. It's not like I'm like the Niners or the Ravens, teams that never win. It's unbelievable. The teams that we get to pillage from, potentially. We have Seattle. We have the Carolina Panthers, the Chicago Bears, the New England Patriots, the Arizona Cardinals, the Minnesota Vikings. Look at that win streak! The Minnesota Vikings, the Indianapolis Colts, the 49ers, the Texans, the Rams, the Lions, the Bears, the Giants, and the Cowboys. We have 50 upgrade points to go into year 4, and somehow we're going to underperform. I just know what I feel in my plums. All right, we got 50 points. We got 3 upgrades. We are going to be sending, in this scheme, he would be converted to a defensive tackle. Larry McCarron, who's one of our top draft picks early on, 80 star dev. and to find someone else that can stop the run on the D-line along with Kenny Clark. We are from our victory over the Carolina Panthers. Bringing over Derek Brown, 91 superstar, starting off spending 11 points of our 50. Niners are going to hate losing to us. We've already taken Chris McCaffrey. This time we are taking 18 points. We are sending veteran, now regressing linebacker, Devondre Campbell, 81 star, and sending him to the San Francisco 49ers for 99 overall. Maybe the best linebacker in football today, depending on who you ask, Fred freaking Warner. The remaining 21, it's perfect. It's 21 exactly to add to the wide receiver room of superstar Jalen Waddle and superstar Christian Watson. We are sending Romeo Doubs, 80 or 78, whatever he is, to the Minnesota Vikings, and we're getting Justin Jefferson. Now, the last time we got Justin Jefferson, the first Pinks people, he was actually god-awful for us with the Bears. Here's just hoping that a wide receiver room of Justin Jefferson, Jalen Waddle, Christian Watson, with Josh Allen throwing the football, the best offensive line the league's ever seen. Maybe he doesn't, maybe if we're lucky, he'll go over 1,000 yards. For a draft, we're only really looking for maybe competition for Devontae Wyatt at that defensive end spot, or a third corner to add competition with Eric Stokes. Got 3 guys I really like here, vetted through the draft process. Derwin Coleman might be the best. Combine, very good, but maybe not elite. And at corner, we have Peter Glenn out of Alabama, 6'1", A press, B man, B coverage, and he comes in with the second. I think we have to go Peter Glenn here. I think that's got to be our guy, and hope that we got one of those 2 D tackles are still available in the second round. Let's go. He popped with a dev. Of course, right before we pick the D tackle I want, it goes. My board's shot. Hate myself. Hate my life. Consolation prize. Literally, I'm just picking blind now. D'Angelo Dawson has 3 Bs. Not a brutal combine. Hey, there we go. More scoring. All right, so here's looking at a draft recap. Peter Glenn, pretty damn good, honestly. 77 hit dev corner, and we got that late. He fell through the cracks in the draft, so we're very happy to get that. Just picking blind here, D'Angelo Dawson. He also popped with a hidden dev. So that'll be our only scoring. I simmed out the draft, the remainder draft from that. We actually did, the CPU did draft us a hidden dev defensive end, but I won't count that. Scout's honor, I didn't actually pick that one. That was a sim. So I'll just take the first 2, which is giving us a nice 1-star start to year 4. But again, hopefully it doesn't matter, because we should walk our way to a Super Bowl here this year. Year 4 for the Green Bay Packers, and what might be one of the greatest teams ever assembled. Expectations, we gotta go undefeated season at this point. Josh Allen, Chris McCaffrey, Justin Jefferson, Jalen Waddle, Christian Watson, Pat Freiermuth, Sewell Strange, Russell Jenkins, and Bakhtiari make up maybe the greatest offensive line we've had in a rebuild yet. An offense in general. Defensively, with the addition of Derek Brown, we got Kenny Clark and Devontae Wyatt on the front 3. Chase Young, Fred Warner, Quay Walker, and Micah Parsons are our linebacking core. We have Amos and Savage. I mean, you can maybe argue that our safeties aren't S tier, but Jair 99, 95 for Sauce Gardner. Honestly, I might give Glenn the start over Stokes, just in case there might be something to that dev trait. It's not an X factor, but it could be a superstar. At this point, we're going to have to start upgrading our kickers and shit. There's nowhere else to go. We are at our ceiling. Fucking win the Super Bowl. Year 4, let's go. Year 4, our super team, 10-7. And I'm sure we're not going to be, let's just sim. I don't we got Dallas. If we could beat Dallas, who knows? Dallas usually is the big hurdle in the sim. Dallas and Tampa. We go 10-7, and we're 1 and done in the playoffs. 99. Holy shit. It's a hard knock life for us. All right, let's look at the Pro Bowlers. Do we have any? Christian McCaffrey, 1. Christian Watson, 2. Elton Jenkins, 3. Sewell, 4. Chase Young, 5. Micah Parsons, 6. 6 Pro Bowlers. All right. All right, we get another window to see if we can just make our team, 99 at everything and still be 1 and done in the playoffs. So we had 2 hidden dev players from the draft, which is 1 star. We ended up with a divisional victory, which is 2 stars, 10 wins, which is 10 stars, but including our playoffs loss, we had 8 losses on the year, which shaves 4 stars right off that total. We ended up having 6 players in the Pro Bowl, and Micah Parsons won Linebacker of the Year for the 2nd straight year, which is 2 stars right away. And that ends up being a 14-point season score here from the... every time I just break it down, it's so dumb. And looking at our player scoring, another year that Josh Allen sucks in Madden 23, I guess. It can't be the playbook. I guess it could be the playbook, but Aaron Rodgers went 41 touchdowns. Telling me Aaron Rodgers can excel? Is it something with like Josh Allen being just the best quarterback at everything that's making him suck? That'd be interesting. No scoring for Josh Allen. We got 1 full star for Christian McCaffrey going over 1,000 yards, double-digit touchdowns. A half star for A.J. Dillon getting double-digit touchdowns. No 1,000-yard receivers. My head hurts thinking about this. We got a half star for Fred Warner going over 100 tackles. We got a half star for Chase Young getting 15 TFLs. Somehow he only got 5 fucking sacks. Half star for Micah Parsons getting 18 sacks. Ends up being a 3-star upgrade from our player performance. Combining that with the yearly performance, it's plus 17, which gives us 34 upgrade points to work with going into the final year of this rebuild. Teams that we can poach players from. We got the Cincinnati Bengals, the Baltimore Ravens, the Minnesota Vikings, the New York Giants, the Detroit Lions, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Minnesota Vikings, the 49ers again, the Bears, and the Lions. So, yeah. 34 points. We got to start at the wide receiver spot. Getting one of our original players, Christian Watson, 90-star. And we are going to get someone that's maybe better to put right away in the slot. And Devontae Smith, who's 95-star. A clean +5 upgrade to start this offseason. Second upgrade is going to be a +9 upgrade where we're sending Eric Stokes, 81 corner, to the divisional rival Chicago Bears for Jalen Johnson, 90 superstar corner. Our most expensive upgrade, we're going to finish our front 3. We're going to send Devontae Wyatt, 79 star dev, one of our original Packers, to the New York Giants. And we're going to take away Dexter Lawrence, who we are going to kick to one of our defensive end spots to make the greatest run-stuffing defensive front that has ever existed in the NFL to let Chase Young and Micah Parsons get after the quarterback. With 1 point remaining in a move I never thought I'd have to do, we are sending 98 superstar Josh Allen, who has been a complete and utter failure here with the Green Bay Packers. And we're going to try another elite quarterback. And just, maybe Joe Burrow's the answer. So there we go. Maybe Josh, we're going to find out right now. Does Josh Allen just suck in Madden 23, or are the Green Bay Packers terrible? And for our final draft, we're just going to try to make a home run pick here. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But you can make the argument that I guess safety could be our weakest spot. So I'm looking at Rashad Holmes here. Is a scheme fit, great athlete, good elite jumping, elite change of direction. All right, let's get to the off. Let's get to year 5. I'm ready. Still ends up being a baller pick, 75 with the normal dev. Rest of the draft, no real freak of natures. Did not draft a generational talent. Don't need to. My team is like 99 everything. All right, I'm making the argument, the frustrating argument. How are we only 96? Here's our team going into year 5. We are definitely the best team I've ever had at any point in a Madden. Oh. Bakhtiari retired. Shit. Okay. Yep. Okay. We can do that. Okay. We're still probably the best team we've ever had. We had a Joe Burrow at quarterback. Maybe that's what we need. We had a Devontae Smith now as a slot wide receiver. Maybe that's what we needed. Defensively, Dex Lawrence, Kenny Clark, Derek Brown. You're not running against that. Fred Warner, wearing the helmet, being the coach on the field. Chase Young, Micah Parsons, pass rush. Savage is up to an X factor. You got the veteran in Amos. You need a veteran, right? Sauce Gardner, Jair Alexander, Jalen Johnson. You are not throwing the football. You can't run it. You can't protect against us. If you could somehow expose our left tackle, sure. All right, maybe there might be a game or two that an elite pass rush has one. This team needs to go 15 wins minimum. Minimum. I'm annoyed that it took to year 5. I'm annoyed that I'm not 99s across the board, but we went 15-2. We had the number 1 offense, number 2. Did we find out that, did we expose Josh Allen here a little bit? I mean, Joe Burrow still didn't light the league, but he got pink slip scoring. If we were still doing that, he would have got it for both passing yards and touchdowns. So, I mean, maybe Josh Allen's just, I don't know, awkward fit. Look, Burrow, what? What? Yeah, I did not change the playbook, and Josh Allen's actually a scrambling quarterback, and he never had rushing numbers. Joe Burrow actually puts up rushing. Oh my God, what? 2,000-yard receivers. Justin Jefferson, Devontae Smith went off. Defensively, Fred Warner, Quay Walker over 100. We have never had, I would say 400 yards is probably the ceiling of Josh Allen, a true dual threat quarterback. And there's no way in hell he ever had double-digit touchdowns. 3 guys, double-digit sacks. Nothing so much on the interception. But I guess Joe Burrow being a dual threat is what we were missing as we are continuing. What? Absolute insanity. I think the only way we could do this right now, fellas, we're going to play it. Just sit front row every game. We'll go in we're not going to, so that at least we can see real time our team crash and burn if it's going to happen. So without further ado, we're going to take our 99 overall defense. Remember that in case this Bucs playbook puts up 40 points against the 10-7, 88 overall Tampa Bay Bucs in the divisional round. Let's see it. I want to see 40 points. I want to see a shutout. I want to see a lot of things. We start the game off with a field goal. Bucs go down the field, get a touchdown on their opening drive. We're able to equalize. Ah, man, you can just feel like there's a swagger and confidence with this team with Joe Burrow under center. Dual threat Joe Burrow. Lamar Jackson Joe Burrow, apparently. That was the missing piece. Unbelievable. I'm still shocked. I'm absolutely, like, that's genuinely, I'll put that right now. It's off top of my top 10 absurd things I've seen in franchise mode. Is that rushing stat line from Joe Burrow. It's the yards. It's not like sometimes I see, high touchdowns, 8-9 touchdowns, 8-9 touchdowns on, you're going Ravens, 49ers, Eagles type playbook. And then some of that's like sneaks and shit like that. You don't have the yards. He has the yards and like I'm shocked. I'm genuinely shocked. Luckily, we put up 40 here against Tampa. Wasn't even close. And we're going to the NFC Championship. Of course. Of course. At home, though, we're at Lambeau. One of the best home field advantages in the NFL. And as much as Dallas is annoying, the one team that has owned the Dallas Cowboys in the last 15 years is the Green Bay Packers. So there should be something in the algorithm that's like, we cannot compute, can't have Dallas beat Green Bay. And we are cooking right now, 14-0 in the first half. Dallas does get a touchdown late. They tie it up late. Luckily, we kick a field goal going to half. 3-point lead. They don't have, and this is like a Micah, we've poached Dallas. This is a Micah Parsons-less Dallas Cowboy. They're missing their most impactful playmaker. And it is going down to the wire. Late drive. We have to kick a field goal. 10-point lead, under a minute to go. That should be enough. And our super team, as expected, finally playing as expected. It took Joe Burrow to be the unexpected, to make our team the expected. The Packers in year 5. Much like the Bears super rebuild. Team wasn't, I would say, not even the same area code in terms of overpowerness as this Green Bay team. But that Bears first pink slips rebuild took us all the way to year 5. And here we go. Year 5, Green Bay, a chance to win a Super Bowl and make this rebuild go down as a successful one. And the only thing standing between us and a successful rebuild is a man with the greatest locks in the business, Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne, the Dougler at head coach, the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I'll tell you right now, in real life for this playoff push, I would love to see the Jags go to the Super Bowl. That'd be unreal. No. No, why? Why are we sputtering? 7 points. It's okay. They got 7. They're going to get another touchdown here. No, okay, we hold no field goal. But our offense is strong. We're down 99 defense. And we've got out 27 in the first half. It has got to take something. Our defense is not showing up here today. Down 10. We need a quick 3 and out. We gave up 40. When all is said and done, our 99. The best defense you can't even legally make. You could never afford what we built. 40, gives up 40 in the Super Bowl. Again, my biggest worry making this series was like, whoa, we're going to have some super overpowered teams. It's going to be too easy. First pink slips rebuild, 90-plus juggernaut squad took us to year 5 to win the Super Bowl. Second team, a 99 overall Green Bay Packers team, took us to year 5, and we still get shit pumped in the Super Bowl. So at least if the argument is that, you know, pink slips, C4, your teams are too overpowered. They're not. They're not winning. They are not winning. So from this, I hope you guys still enjoyed. Hope you guys got some entertainment over just the outrageous combinations you can win and try to build and see if you can go win a Super Bowl. Because I love, this is a fun series because I love just seeing what kind of team we can build. But this is ridiculous. Throw the way, ridiculous. With that being said, though, fellas, perfect time. I'm gonna go pick my kid up from school. So let me know in the comment section below what team you want to see featured as our Pink Slip 3 rebuild squad. Again, for the most part, like Green Bay, I like to still try to keep some of their key players around and build around them. Like the first rebuild with the Bears, we kept and stuck with Justin Fields. For the Packers team, more so like we stuck with their star players, Elton Jenkins, Bakhtiari. We had Christian Watson for a very long time, Kenny Clark, Jair Alexander, the safeties. So it's not always going to be a team that, you know, it's completely scrapped and something brand new. So keeping that in mind, definitely throw some suggestions around. So like, you know, a fun team that has some stars, but definitely needs a lot more work around it. That'd probably be the funnest teams to do for this series. And if it is your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button, smash the like button if you are enjoying the series. And I'll see you guys back here on the next one. Till next time, it's your boy C4 saying peace out, love ya, have a good one.